Hey guys, welcome back to my page. Look conmigo en espiritual. I'm coming on here real quick. I want to talk about the next Odu that was on the list that people asked me to speak about. 2-4, Ijiroko Iroso. All right. Now, this Odu has maybe like one or two points that I definitely want to touch on that I feel is very important when it comes to speaking about this Odu. But as always, everybody knows every Odu has particular orishas that speak in this Odu. And it's Mafere Fumelegwa. Mafere Fum Ibejis, Mafere Fum Yamaya, Mafere Fum Molokum, Mafere Fum Shango, and Mafere Fum Batala. These are the orishas that speak heavily in this Odu, but especially Olokum. Olokum is very, very, very profound in this Odu, and so are the Ibejis. So there is a reference or a saying that this Odu brings, and this is one of the points that I want to speak about because I think people kind of like they breeze through it and they don't really profound in it and what does it really mean, and it basically translates in because I know it in Spanish, but I'm going to try to translate it. But it says remove all rocks that block or hinder your path. Once removed, you will walk right. You will walk correctly. What does that all do? What does that reference mean, or what does it say? That sometimes we have to remove people out of our lives. We have to remove ourselves from situations. We have to remove ourselves from problems that are not letting us progress. This religion is supposed to help us progress. This religion is supposed to help us advance. This religion is supposed to make us like better than we were like last year and the year before that. But what this Odu, it also speaks about, and what that's saying, is saying that we have to learn how to recognize and we have to learn how to remove things or step out the way and keep moving. We cannot sit there and double think or double doubt ourselves, because the minute you start doubting yourself, you lost. All right. And that's another thing on one of the references of this Odu. And again, most of my notes that I have or I've been taught this Odus have been in Spanish, so when I translate it. But one of the references, it says, "El que duda no tiene seguridad," which kind of translates, if you don't have faith, that means, no, wait, I'm sorry. If you doubt, then your faith is not strong. Basically, that's what it translates to. But what does that mean? You have to trust you have to trust in your orishas. You have to trust the process. You have to trust what you're doing is the correct thing. You cannot have no doubts. You cannot have no problems saying, "Oh my God, I don't think I'm doing this right," or "This is not working," because then you lose the ire of the Odu. Also, with this Odu, it speaks about jealousy. It speaks about jealousy from a man to a woman or a woman to a man. This is not speaking of jealousy of a coworker or jealousy of a family member. No, this is talking about relationship, celos amorosos, love affairs, where your partner becomes jealous, not of you, but of the situation, becomes toxic. And if this Odu is in a sobo, you have to be very careful because it can get deadly. So with this Odu, if you have it in a sobo and it speaks about jealousy, be careful, guys. Try to remove that rock out of your life because you don't want to get caught up in something that, might be worse than what it really is. Recommendations: if you don't have a locum or you don't have Ibejis, you have to get them. They're very important. So if you got this Oduanita, I'm pretty sure the Oriate should have said, you need a locum and you need Ibejis. And if you do have Ibejis received, then one of a good obra or a good ebo you can do is make a little party for them. You tell your elder, or if you can feed them, you feed them what they're supposed to get, and then you take that the two pollos, the two chickens, and you make un arroz con pollo, and you lay it to them when you make the party to them, so they can bring you prosperity, they can bring you abundance, they can bring you happiness, they can bring you evolution, because that's what Beijing's do. All right, people think, oh, because they're little kids. No, they are powerful orishas. Being small the way they are, they're powerful orishas. Another orisha that's very important, if you don't have, is a locum. If you don't have a locum, you must receive them. It's very important if you get this Odu. I mean, me personally, if this Odu came in Ita, and the Yabo has 7 days under the throne before he or she leaves the throne. In between those days, we'll be giving them a locum, all right? Because that's how important a locum is to this individual and their life. And if you have a locum, then work a locum. Work a locum, simple because of this Odu and its profound spiritual meanings and what it represents, there are certain crystals. Now, you guys know I work with crystals. I've been saying this. I'm a person that work with crystals and I recommend crystals. One, well, not one, it's a couple of crystals I'm about to give you guys. Now, again, if you want to, okay, if you want to do this, you don't have to do this. This is my recommendation. And working with crystals and how crystals are and what they represent. If you want, there's crystals because of the Odu and it's spiritual, right, guys? Significance with the Odus, the crystals I recommend are definitely amethyst, lemurian, lapis lazuli, and aquamarine, especially aquamarine, and I will throw a clear quartz in there. The lemurian could be the clear quartz because lemurian is a form of a quartz, but aquamarine, it's a very, very spiritual stone that helps us connect to the spirits or the entities or the energies that live in the ocean, which are locum. You find a locum there, okay? And you find Yemaya there, but a locum especially. So those are the 4 crystals I do recommend for you guys to get if you have the opportunity. And if you would like to get them, always, I'm glad I will assist you on getting you. I ship all over the United States and I also ship abroad. But again, amethyst, lemurian, lapis lazuli, and aquamarine. Now, the only out of those 4, the only one that does not really should go in water is lapis lazuli. So if you have it in Yemaya, or you have it in a locum, or you have it in a Orisha that has water, you can put it around them on the outside of the soperas. The other ones, if you want to put it inside, you can put it inside. Or if you want to leave it outside, leave it outside. But still charge them, cleanse them, and put it to the energies of those Orishas. All right, guys. So that is basically a little bit on the Odu 2-4. Another thing, guys, I understand you guys been hitting me up and sending me messages about speaking about Odus. I am not ignoring you, but I'm doing them as much as I can. Somebody told me to do this one. I still got to do Obarasa. I got to do a Gundabara. Somebody asked me to do Iroso Owani. And then somebody else asked me to do, I believe, was Oche Meiji. Some other people want me to talk about a lot about Meijis, but those are the ones I do got coming up. I'm going to try to do them, little by little. I can't do them back to back because for some reason something happens with my TikTok and my algorithm. So if I do videos, you guys might not even see it. But if you do want to purchase any of those crystals, you can hit me up, send me a message. Again, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's the same name like I have here, but underscore. So it'll be Lucumi_espiritual_y. Lucumi_aware_y. It's underscore espiritual, like that on Instagram. That's where I'll be going live to do live crystal sales if you guys are interested. And, just follow and, support. And don't forget to like and share this video. And if you have any questions, any concerns, gladly send me a message and I'll answer them for you. From Lucumiwe and Espiritual, God bless.